Hi. For the people who are new here, this is a live book reading session. If you want to listen the book This Is How You Heal and 21st chapter of this book, तो आप लोग रुको और आराम से सुनो. Okay, let's start. 21st chapter is about trust that your heart knows the truth. Mm. 3D viewing modes of payment 22 second the mechanism Ochra. I am unable to understand what are you talking about. Okay. There are moments in life when your mind becomes unbearably loud. So many thoughts, fears, and what ifs. What if I fail? What if I choose the wrong path? What if I lose everything? What if I'm not enough for the life I dream about? And the strange thing is, even when your mind is full of noise, somewhere deep inside you there is still a quiet feeling trying to guide you. A feeling that cannot always explain itself logically. A feeling that does not arrive with guarantees or proof. A feeling that simply whispers, "This matters, this is not right for you anymore. You are meant for more than this." These are the voices जो दिमाग में चलती हैं. And maybe that quiet voice is what people mean what they talk about the heart. Not just emotions or impulsive feeling, but that deeper knowing inside you. The kind of knowing that exists before you can fully explain it. Because sometimes your heart understands things long before your mind catches up. Your mind wants certainty, if it wants plan, evidence, safety, control. Your mind wants to know exactly how everything will work before it allows you to move forward. But life rarely works that way. Some of the most important decisions you will ever make will not come with certainty attached to them. Love does not come with certainty, purpose does not come with certainty, growth does not come with certainty, and yet people still leap toward those things every single day. Why? Because deep down something inside them recognizes truth before logic can fully explain it. Think about the moments in your life that changed you most. Maybe it was a person you instantly felt connected to. Maybe it was a dream that stayed in your heart for years. Maybe it was a feeling telling you to leave an environment that no longer felt right. At first, those feelings probably made no sense. Your logic, your logical mind likely argued against them. It's unrealistic, risky. If what if this doesn't work? What if I embarrass myself? And still that feeling remained. This is how the heart often speaks, not loudly or aggressively, rarely screams, it nudges. It repeats itself softly until you are finally ready to listen. We are taught to value logic over intuition, productivity over peace, external approval over inner truth. So many people spend years building lives that look successful from the outside while feeling emotionally disconnected inside them. Because your soul cannot fully rest in a life that constantly requires you to betray yourself. And eventually, something begins to feel heavy. You start feeling drained around certain people, certain routines stop feeling meaningful. Certain versions of yourself become exhausting to maintain. That discomfort is important because discomfort is not always punishment. It's your inner self trying to tell you that you have outgrown this version of your life. Ashley Sharon. Hi. But change is terrifying, especially when your mind cannot yet see the full picture. Your mind wants guarantees before action, but growth often requires action before guarantee appear. That is why courage matters. Courage is not certainty or no courage is moving anyway. It is trusting that even if you cannot see the entire road, you can still take one honest step towards your goals. And honestly, most beautiful things in life begin this way: a conversation, a dream, a creative idea, a new beginning. None of them arrive with complete proof. You feel them first. Then you slowly become brave enough to follow them. I think many people secretly know what their heart has been trying to tell them for years. Some people know they are staying in environments that hurt them. Some people know they are hiding their real selves to keep others comfortable. And some people know that the life they truly want feels very different from the life they are currently living. And honestly, change everything. Listen to your heart requires honesty. Because once you admit the truth to yourself, it becomes difficult to keep pretending. You begin realizing how much energy goes into living a life that does not fully align with who you are. You begin noticing how often fear disguises itself as practicality. Sometimes people call their fear being realistic, but there is a difference between wisdom and fear. Wisdom protects you, fear limits you. And fear becomes dangerous when it convinces you to abandon yourself completely. The heart does not usually ask you to become reckless, it asks you to become real, to stop performing constantly or stop shrinking yourself. Because the truth is, your deepest desires often exist for a reason. Not every dream is random. Sometimes the things that continuously call you are connected to who you are becoming. The artist inside you keeps returning. The writer keeps returning. The healer keeps returning. The dreamers keep returning. Because some parts of you refuse to disappear, and maybe that is beautiful. Maybe your heart keeps repeating certain desires because they belong to your path. Not because the journey will be easy, but because your soul feels alive there. Even painful environments can become comfortable if they are familiar enough. This is why transformations feel scary. Not because your heart is wrong, but because your old identity fears change. Your old self wants predictability, but your deeper self wants expansion. the voice of fear of or the voice of truth. Fear will tell you to stay small. Truth will ask you to grow. Fear will tell you to wait forever until you feel ready. Truth, truth will remind you that readiness often comes after action, not before it. That is why silence matters sometimes. Quiet moments matter. Long walks, journaling, late night thoughts, sitting alone without distraction. Because your heart speaks mostly clearly when the noise finally settles. Being human means questioning yourself, but your heart was never meant to provide a perfectly logical explanation for your entire future. And maybe life is less about having every answer and more about learning to trust yourself enough to keep moving. Because one day you will realize that the life you were searching for was never built through certainty alone, it was built through small moments of trust, trusting yourself enough to begin, enough to change, enough to become who you were always meant to be. And maybe that is real journey of life, not becoming someone entirely different, but slowly becoming honest enough to return to yourself. This was all about 21st chapter of the book This Is How You Heal. I will see you in the next video, next live session with 22nd chapter of the book This Is How You Heal. Okay, bye bye, good night.